Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 408. Wow, crazy that it's already been 2 months since we celebrated the 400th episode milestone of the show and gave away a great laptop. Worry not, as we'll have more great giveaways in the coming months and years. All right, so Tech It Out. As the announcer says, it's a show that breaks down geek speak into street speak. So it doesn't assume you know anything about tech or games. We'll break it all down for you in a language you can understand. And if you are a geek like me, it's all good. I think you'll also like the topics and guests every week. For today's show, I'm in Cologne, Germany, for Gamescon. It's a huge video game convention that draws more than 330,000 people to West Germany from around the world. I'm in my hotel room right now, but yesterday I recorded an interview about the ROG Xbox Ally X. It's a handheld gaming PC with an Xbox interface, intuitive controls, and support for countless Windows and Xbox games. And so we'll press play on that interview in about 12 minutes from now. Speaking of gaming, Intel will be on the show today, a little bit later on, to chat about a sale on gaming laptops and desktops for its Intel Gamer Days event coming up August 25th through September 7th. But first, to kick off a new Tech It Out, we're going to learn about a new portable Bluetooth speaker, the first with an integrated subwoofer for awesome bass. All of this and more on a brand new Tech It Out, powered by Visa, which I'll tell you more about shortly. But let's get into gear with our first interview. Not all Bluetooth speakers are created equal. A company called Brane Audio reached out to me to ask if they can send me a speaker for review consideration. Yes, I know, I have a pretty cool job. And being a music lover, I was really keen to hear how this speaker sounded compared to the many others I've tested over the years. In short, wow. To tell us all about Brane Audio, the company, and this portable Brane X speaker, we're joined by Joe Pinkerton. He's co-founder and CEO of Brane Audio. In fact, Joe is an award-winning inventor and entrepreneur who has founded several tech companies over the years. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
Let's dive right in. The audio space is crowded, let's face it. So what makes Brane Audio unique?
What makes us unique is Brane X is the world's first portable speaker that has a true subwoofer. And what that allows people to do is hear the main notes of popular music, and in some cases connect it to their TV and get a full cinema experience with a soundbar.
We're going to unpack some of that in a couple of minutes from now, the TV element. But yeah, as a music lover, as I said off the top, I was blown away at the audio quality. And thanks again to your comms team for lending me this Brane X speaker. So it is a portable speaker with a handle. The key differentiator, to paraphrase what you said, is that it's the first to have an integrated subwoofer for that low-end bass. That's not just for hip-hop or something. I mean, that complements any genre. Is that fair?
Absolutely. There are some... I was listening the other day to a Pink Floyd track from 1972, and that's got subwoofer in it. It's surprising.
One of my favorite bands, by the way.
Yeah, just gorgeous, and they were so ahead of their time. And then other genres, there's some symphonies where you've got these giant organs that have, a 27 hertz note, which is a crazy deep sub-bass note. And of course, like you mentioned, hip-hop, electronic.
Yeah, EDM, yeah, sure.
Even pop now. You look at Taylor Swift's songs, and she's got these really deep bass notes that Brane X can hit that no other portable speaker can come close to.
It's surprising how big and clear and well-balanced the sound is coming out of this relatively small speaker. Even though you're focusing a lot on bass as a differentiator compared to other speakers, which often lack bass, it is a well-rounded sound. I don't want to give the impression that it's all bass. Really great highs and mids as well. Can you tell us a bit more about the speaker itself?
Absolutely. Yeah. An indirect benefit, we designed our own subwoofer called a Repellitrack driver or a RAD driver, and it allows us to shrink the size of the subwoofer roughly by a factor of 10 and also the power. by a factor of 10. And there's an indirect benefit to that. And because our subwoofer is so compact and small, we have room in that speaker to put 2 mid-range drivers, left and right stereo, and 2 dome tweeters, left and right stereo. So it's not just about the bass or the sub bass. Our mids and highs, we're told, are great too because we've got room for them. Whereas a lot of our competitors, they're trying to get as deep as they can with conventional technology, and they really can't hit the deepest notes, but they give up on full stereo. And so it's just this mono speaker that also can't hit the deep notes.
Mm-hmm. And it's waterproof too. I talked about the handle, so you can bring this around in even outside. My son, Ethan, by the way, my youngest, who loves dance music, and so do his friends, he brought this out and connected a Pioneer DJ controller deck to this and was spinning for his friends outside. They were all marveling at the audio quality. If it starts to rain, it's okay.
Well, yeah, not only rain, but people can't believe it, but you literally can take Brane X and put it underwater in a meter of water for a half an hour and pull it out and just start playing again. It can handle it.
Wouldn't try that, but that's good to know. But yeah, I mean, this is the summer, so people may be taking this beside a pool if it gets splashed on, or to the beach. Without getting too into the weeds, for those who aren't audiophiles, can you tell us a bit more about the speaker? And then I want to ask you about battery life.
Sure. Ultimately, it's a 5-driver system. The main big driver is the RAD subwoofer that fires downward. And then, as I mentioned, 2 dome tweeters shooting nearly straight out, and then 2 cone drivers kind of pointed left and right. And if it's played at moderate volume, which is still pretty loud, it can run for about 12 hours on battery.
12 hours, that's great. We are chatting with Joe Pinkerton. He's co-founder and CEO of Brane Audio. We're learning all about its Brane X speaker. Brane, by the way, is B-R-A-N-E, and then the letter X for this new portable speaker that they've got. And to confirm, it's not just a speaker, Joe, but a smart speaker as well.
Exactly. It's not just a portable Bluetooth speaker, although it's that, but it's also a smart speaker. It has Alexa in it. If you want to use Alexa, you can connect it on your Wi-Fi network. You can parallel up to 8 Brane X speakers, either in party mode or left-right stereo pairs. It's got Spotify Connect, and so it's got a lot more horsepower than just a normal Bluetooth speaker. Also, it's got a 3.5 millimeter AUX in the back, which you can use with a TV to have an integrated subwoofer soundbar combination. So yeah, it does a lot.
And there's an app too, which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, all right. So you touched on the fact that it's not just a Bluetooth speaker, but it also has Wi-Fi. So when you're at home, you can access Alexa, you can summon Alexa using your voice and play tracks from various providers, including, you said, Spotify. It's got Spotify Connect, which makes it easier to connect to that very popular music streaming service. And you can connect this to your TV. You can connect it to other Brane speakers wirelessly for a stereo pair or a multi-room solution, a la, like a Sonos kind of thing. And then the app. So I've got it in my hand right now on an iPhone. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, the app really gives you some pretty detailed control over the speaker. You can adjust the bass level. It also has an EQ element where it's got 5 sliders, so you can adjust the low bass, the mids, the highs to your liking. It also has what we're calling a soundbar mode, where when you connect the 3.5 millimeter AUX in, it reduces the time delay to virtually 0. And so that's great for DJs they don't want any delay when they're working with the speaker. And it's great, as I mentioned, in soundbar mode so that the lips match the voices.
Right.
You can enable Amazon Alexa through the app. You can enable Spotify Connect through the app. So there's really a lot of knobs to turn in there.
Yeah. So once you own the speaker, you just go to the App Store if you're on iPhone or iPad, or the Google Play Store if you're on Android, and just search for the word Brane. It's a black icon with like this lime green squiggle. I don't know how to...
Brainwave.
Is that brainwave? That's better than squiggle. All right. Finally, how much does Brane X cost? What's your retail support like? And where's the best place our listeners can go for more info?
Definitely. For more info, braneaudio.com. And as you mentioned, Brane. It's like brain like membrane. It's $4.99. There's our flagship store here in Austin, Texas, where you can hear Brane X, compare it to other leading speakers. We also are available on Amazon, Walmart, Worldwide Stereo, Crutchfield, Newegg, Huckberry. So we've got quite a few retailers signed up, and we're signing more nearly every week.
For our listeners, if they get a chance to check it out, I would encourage you to do so in person because you'll really get a sense of the audio quality. If one of those retailers mentioned is a physical store, I strongly encourage you to hear it with your own ears. Joe, really great to chat with you. Braneaudio.com to learn more. Again, Brane. Congrats on the launch of the Brane X. Thanks for your time today.
Well, thank you so much.
Hey, I hope you're all having a great day so far, and thank you for making Tech It Out a small part of it. If you like this show, whether you're tuning in on your favorite local talk radio station or perhaps in podcast form, be sure to reach out on social media to say hi. It's Mark Saltzman, Mark with a C, Saltzman with a Z, and you can find me on all the big platforms. Let me know what you like or don't like about the show, suggestions for upcoming guests or topics. Maybe you got a tech question for me. It's all good. Again, it's Mark Saltzman. All right, when we return on Tech It Out, we're going to learn all about the ROG Xbox Ally, a sweet handheld PC with Sascha Krohn, Director of Technical Marketing at ASUS, from Cologne, Germany at Gamescom 2025. We'll be right back.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We cover cybersecurity a lot on this program and how you can best protect yourself in the digital age, even if you're not super tech savvy. One part of the solution is securely shopping online. And so I'm thrilled about my partnership with Visa on Tech It Out, as they've made some significant investments in fraud prevention over the past 5 years, as much as $10 billion. Yes, that's billion with a B, to support Visa's brand promise to protect the financial information of individuals and businesses. Zero liability means peace of mind when you shop online using your Visa card. There can be no half measures when it comes to cybersecurity, which is why the company takes an aggressive and multi-layered approach to combating the rising threat of malicious software and other threats by well-funded and global criminal enterprises. Read more about Visa and how securing the world's payments is priority one at visa.com/security. That's visa.com/security. All right, so I'm here at Gamescom 2025 in Cologne, Germany. This is a video game convention that last year drew 335,000 attendees, and it's expected to be even larger this year. It's a bit quiet where I am because we are in a small room on the ROG boat, which we'll get to in a moment. I'm here with Sascha Krohn. He is Director of Technical Marketing at ASUS and ROG, Republic of Gamers, which is, of course, the gaming division of ASUS. Nice to see you again, Sascha.
Yeah, good to see you. Last time I think we spoke, we're at Computex, right?
Yeah, that's right. I was in your hometown of Taipei, and I get to see you a couple times a year. How long have you been with ASUS now?
My 10-year anniversary is coming up, so almost 10 years.
Congratulations, gold watch, maybe?
Yeah, no, I don't think so, yeah.
Let's talk today about ROG Xbox Ally series. So this is the latest and greatest handheld gaming device from ASUS, the third, if I'm not mistaken, from ROG, coming out in the fall. Tell us about it at a high level.
So at a high level, yeah, it's our third generation. We did the ROG Ally, then we did the ROG Ally X, and this year, we're announcing the ROG...
Let's take it from there. This is our third generation.
It's our third generation. So we started with the ROG Ally, then came the ROG Ally X last year, and now here we're announcing the ROG Xbox Ally series, which is two devices. So it's the ROG Xbox Ally X at the top, and then we also have the ROG Xbox Ally, which is a more mainstream targeted device.
Okay. Both, at its core, is a handheld PC. So I think visually for our listeners to imagine, it kind of looks like, if I may, like a Nintendo Switch, but it's a full-blown all-in-one Windows computer designed for PC games.
So I think the form factor is similar to Switch in the sense that, you have a very wide device, you have a big screen, and you kind of
controllers on each side.
You have controllers on each side. I think the difference is it is much more ergonomic. That's the key improvement compared to last year's ROG Ally X. So ergonomics is our number one focus for this. It's really comfortable to hold. The weight balance is much better, so it feels super light. Yeah, there's two versions of it, like I mentioned, and they're easy to differentiate. They look exactly the same, but the black one is the ROG Xbox Ally X, so that's the premium flagship one, and then the white one is the ROG Xbox Ally. That's more mainstream.
All right, so it has an integrated display. So the idea is that you can game on the go. You could be commuting to work on a train. You could be in the back seat of a car on a road trip, flying, wherever, even just relaxing in bed if you are at home. But you can connect it to a monitor or a TV if you like. Portable gaming, but you can play it on a big screen if you like. And the name Xbox obviously implies the partnership with that console maker. So tell us a bit about that. What makes this an Xbox branded ROG Ally?
On this, you can play any PC game from any title, any platform. You can play it anywhere on the go. And what makes this now an Xbox is that you're able to use the same sort of UI that you can have on an Xbox, which is very much joystick and gamepad optimized. So you can browse through the games, you can interact with the system, launch games, and input text as well on an on-screen keyboard, just using the joystick and the button controls. On the previous generation devices, it would just run regular Windows, which obviously on a small 7-inch display isn't ideal, and launching games and just seeing the user interface in the games, for example, might be a little bit tricky. So right now, what makes this an Xbox is that we're partnering with the Xbox team and Microsoft Windows team as well. So we're all working together to make the user interface super smooth and easy to understand and easy to use, just like on an Xbox console.
All right, awesome. And of course, Xbox is owned by Microsoft, the company behind Windows, so that makes sense there. And then partnering with ROG with your incredible hardware, it sounds like a marriage made in heaven. I had a chance to play it earlier today for the first time, one of the first few journalists in the world to do it. I was blown away. Really comfortable, as you mentioned. The screen is beautiful. Can you tell us a bit more about the display?
We've done a few little tweaks here and there, but it's largely the same display as on the previous generation ROG Ally X and ROG Ally. We still believe it's one of the best displays, if not the best display for a handheld, because you get full HD 1080p resolution, so very high resolution. It runs up to 120 hertz. You get VRR or variable refresh rate, so that's very important that you don't notice any stutter. Everything looks super smooth, buttery smooth. So you basically get a great visual experience. It's very bright, it has great colors, and it's very energy efficient as well, so it's great for battery life.
Mm-hmm. I had a chance to play Forza, and it looks beautiful. The cars, the tracks, the scenery, the special effects. More on the ROG Xbox Ally devices. Again, there are two of them when we return on Tech It Out with our guest, Sascha Krohn. And again, I've played the two previous ROG Ally devices, and this one really feels great with amazing performance, support for so many games. There's a lot to love about this. So personally stoked for when it comes out. And when will that be, you ask? Well, that's another thing we're going to get to with Sascha when we return on Tech It Out. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, everyone. If you're just joining us now, I am in Cologne, Germany at Gamescon, an annual video game convention that draws more than 300,000 gamers and publishers, developers, journalists like yours truly, content creators, retailers, distributors. I'm sitting down with Sascha Krohn from ASUS. He is technical director, and that includes its ROG or Republic of Gamers products. We're learning all about the just unveiled ROG Xbox Xbox Ally. This is a pair of handheld PCs that let you play Windows and Xbox games. Before the break, Sascha, we were talking about its display. Now let's chat about what's under the hood.
The chip, is AMD powered?
Yes, they're both AMD powered. For the top of the line one, it's AMD's latest Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme. And for the more mainstream one, that's AMD's Ryzen Z2A. So the Z2A is a 4-core, 8 graphics core chip, and the Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme has double the CPU cores and double the graphics processing cores as well. So you get double the performance, actually even more because it uses the latest architecture for the CPU and GPU as well. Yeah. So you get really flagship performance for the ROG Xbox Ally X, and you get really good mainstream performance and a really good price point and long battery life for the ROG Xbox Ally. So that one is also geared not just at a lower price point, but also targeted more towards people who play indie titles, maybe platformers, maybe some older 2D games, some retro games. So for people who don't play the latest games and want the most demanding graphics, that's really where the white-colored ROG Xbox Ally comes in.
You are the director of technical marketing at ASUS and ROG, so it would be remiss for me not to ask you about those speeds and feeds. And by the way, folks, he did not look at notes. He remembered all of those numbers and acronyms off by heart. Talking with Sascha Krohn to discuss the latest ROG Xbox Ally series, handheld PCs, the third generation from ROG. We're at Gamescom 2025 in Cologne, Germany, but actually on a boat right now. We're seeing a cathedral in the distance, and we are on the Seine, right?
Yeah.
You're from Germany, right? You're from Hamburg?
I'm from Hamburg originally, yeah. This is a very famous cathedral, the Cologne Dome, as it's known. Yeah, beautiful cathedral.
I love the backdrop. So we're talking tech and like cutting edge, bleeding edge technology, but we're looking at centuries old cathedrals in the background. And because this is a handheld PC, it's a Windows 11, they can play both Windows games from, say, Steam or another digital store like that, as well as Xbox games. At least many of them, maybe not all of them.
Correct. And there's a lot of older games that you can play via streaming, via cloud streaming. So you can run the game in the cloud and have it streamed to your device. So that gives you the ability to play a huge catalog of games. And yes, you'll be able to play games from any storefront. So any PC title, that means including from other platforms such as Steam or GOG or the Epic Game Store, really any title. So even if you have a very old game lying around, you bought maybe 10 or 20 years ago, you should be able to just play that on your ROG Xbox Ally.
If you do not access cloud gaming, so you download them, which I think most people will do, what's the storage like on the ROG Xbox Ally, and can you expand it if you run out of room?
Yeah, great questions. The default configuration is 1 terabyte, and it's a 2280 SSD slot. So that's the same full-size SSD slot that you find in laptops as well. So you can just buy any off-the-shelf PC SSD, a storage device basically, and install that in your ROG Xbox Ally or ROG Xbox Ally X and upgrade it. And I think the maximum capacity goes up to these days around 8 terabytes. So
wow. Yeah.
Plenty of storage there.
So you can't add a micro SD card. It has to be a solid state drive.
You can also add a micro SD card if you want to. The read and write speeds for those micro SD cards are a little bit lower, and they tend to, degrade a little bit faster over time. They may not last that long, but yes, you can use micro SD cards as well to expand your storage. Very cheap, lots of space.
Moving aside from gaming before we wrap up, if you wanted to use this device for productivity, can you, by connecting it to a monitor, maybe with a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard? Can you use it for streaming movies on Netflix or looking at photos? Are there other applications for this? Listening to music, podcasts?
Yes, you can. You can connect it to an external monitor, to your TV, or to a PC monitor. You can connect it to a keyboard and a mouse and use it exactly as you would use a laptop or a PC or a living room PC. It's a really very versatile machine. It's a very powerful machine. Essentially, the components inside are that of a high-end laptop these days. So you really do get a full PC experience in there.
And you can toggle between the Windows 11 user interface and the Xbox interface, their UI as well.
That's right. You can toggle. You can always fall back to the default Windows desktop experience if that's what you want, or you can use the new Xbox user interface like full screen experience as well. And you were talking about expanding the performance and using it maybe as a desktop. You can actually connect an external GPU or graphics processor or graphics card as well. Oh. So just like you could on a laptop or a PC, you can extend the gaming performance and the graphics performance up to an RTX 5090. So the latest, most powerful, fastest graphics card on the planet. You can actually connect that to your ROG Xbox Ally or ROG Xbox Ally X.
Yeah. And also a Bluetooth controller as well if you want to play it on a TV. Because I asked you about non-gaming applications, but you can also do that. Or USB-C based gaming controller.
Yeah, we have 2 USB-C ports now. So that's another nice upgrade compared to last year's ROG Ally X. You get 2 USB Type-C ports now. And yeah, it has Wi-Fi, it has Bluetooth, so you can connect all sorts of wireless devices to it as well.
All right, and then finally, Sascha, when can we expect this in North America? I think it's October.
Yeah, so you'll be able to find it on store shelves on October 16th, so very soon.
All right, awesome. Great to see you. Have an amazing rest of your Gamescon, and keep up the great work at ROG and ASUS. All the best. Nice to see you again.
Awesome. Thank you. Likewise. Looking forward to seeing you probably at CES.
Oh, of course. See you in January.
See you in January.
Speaking of PCs, don't forget our next interview will be with Intel about its Intel Gamer Days, where you can score huge savings on laptops, desktops, and accessories designed for gamers. There are bundles where they include a game. So we're going to get to that. And also on the topic of computers, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Sandisk. They make those reliable, fast, and high-capacity storage solutions like a USB thumb drive, a micro SD card, solid-state drives, all amazing to back up your important files on a regular basis, and fast enough to work off the drives if you wanted to in real time, not just for long-term storage of your precious photos and home videos and all that, but also to work with that external storage as if it was local. Great stuff. Sandisk.com has more. And they have a sale on their iPhone and Android drive, actually, called SanDisk Phone Drive USB-C. All right, more Tech It Out coming right up after this.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out. You'll never find a nicer guy in the room. That's my next guest, Samy Saif from Intel. I invited Samy onto the show for 2 reasons. One is that it's back to school season, of course. And so millions of students in this country are potentially looking to buy a new computer, or their parents are buying it for them. And so Samy will cover what to look for in a new computer today. Also, the annual Intel Gamer Days is almost here, where you can snag deep discounts on Intel-powered laptops, desktops, and accessories, all designed for PC gamers. Welcome back, Samy. I hope your summer's going great so far.
Mark, thanks for hosting me. Always a pleasure to join you, particularly the way you make tech so accessible and relatable for all of us. So thank you again, and thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. So let's jump right in, Samy. It's on the minds of many students today, or the parents of students if they're on the younger side, what to look for in a computer for school. So how would you suggest somebody starts this journey?
Thanks for leading in with a great topic around back to school, and specifically what we should be all looking for in our next PC purchase. And I think for me, at least, a great place to start is the processor. Why? Because it's the heart of your device. It powers everything from fast boot up to seamless multitasking. So whether you're a student engineering, you're in design, or you're just juggling a full schedule of classes and wanting to enjoy some streaming or entertainment after class, you'll want a laptop that keeps up with you. And the latest Intel Core Ultra Series 2 processors absolutely deliver on that.
All right. So for gaming, which we're going to talk a bit more about in a couple of minutes, but for a student, we want power, we want portability, and multitasking is great. A lot of students, if my 3 kids are any indication, they've got a bunch of screens open at the same time. But also, speaking of laptops and portability, Samy, the processor is also responsible for power efficiency. For example, I'm showing a laptop from a company called ASUS on TV a lot this month for back to school interviews. And this Intel powered laptop can last up to 27 hours between charges. So students can leave that charger at home or in their dorm room and go out for the day with their laptop and not worry about it running out of juice.
You nailed it. Exactly. That's one of the best things about Intel Core Ultra Series 2. It's really designed and built from the ground up to be super smart about how it uses power. You know, when you're doing everyday tasks like collating notes or watching videos, it knows how to save energy. But when you need a performance boost, if you're gaming online or creating content, you have that extra power that kicks in. So that's really how you get up to 27 hours of battery life. It's really like having a laptop that just intuitively knows to keep up with your day, know what you're doing and how you're doing it, and to adjust accordingly.
And going back to performance for a moment, Samy, Intel, I would argue, is also synonymous with AI. And we're hearing a lot of buzz about AI PCs, this next generation of laptops and desktops that have a dedicated chip that handles a lot of this, I guess, neural processing.
Yeah.
So things like Copilot Plus, which is built into a lot of the Windows devices today. This is also something that Intel plays a big role in.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it really, I think for me, it just underscores the role and the importance of that processor. Think of the processor as your computer's brain. It handles everything you do, browsing, writing papers, editing videos. And of course, as you mentioned, what's the big topic today? AI. So even running AI tools like real-time language translation is seamless with Intel Core Ultra Series 2. So you're getting that performance. You're getting spectacular built-in graphics. You're getting smart power management, all on one processor, all in one chip. And because it's built to handle today's apps and tomorrow's, by the way, you're really future-proofing your purchase. You're not just making a smart purchase today, but you're really making a long-term investment for tomorrow in tech that's going to last through school and beyond.
Yeah, great point. I often tell families to try to future-proof their investments so they don't have to replace their student's computer every year. My cheesy analogy as a parent is that it's kind of like buying clothes for kids. You try to go an extra size or two bigger than you think they need today, just so you can get a little bit more time out of it. Yeah, so as the kids grow so fast. And so same with computing needs, right? You're going to spend less if you buy the right PC and not have to upgrade it so fast with a new one. So that's something to consider.
No, I think you're spot on, and that's really great advice in considering your purchase.
We are chatting with Samy Saif from Intel. We just talked about back-to-school PCs, AI PCs, and maybe something that can also serve as a great laptop for not just your 9-to-5 school life, but your 5 to 9 downtime. I'm referring to gaming. A lot of the Intel-powered laptops and desktops are great for both your schoolwork as well as for entertainment, like streaming movies or playing multiplayer games, even competitively. So Intel Gamer Days is coming up. This is an annual event that Intel hosts in partnership with multiple laptop companies and retailers. Tell us about it.
You're really hitting a good nerve there because Intel Gamer Days is one of our favorite times of the year. It's not just a sale. It's a nationwide celebration of gaming culture. We really try to emphasize that. We partnered with top retailers and PC brands to offer incredible deals on laptops, desktops, and bundles. So it really is a perfect time to upgrade your rig or get into PC gaming if you're entering that for the first time. And this year's event runs from August 25th through September the 7th. And during that time, you're going to see some of the best prices of the season on high-performance Intel-powered systems. Again, you mentioned this, whether you're into competitive esports or open-world adventures or creating content, there's something for everyone and for every budget.
And when we return, more with Samy Saif to hear about bundles with games that you won't have to pay for with select brands and or retailers. You're going to get a AAA computer game thrown in, so Samy will join us when we return to wrap up and give you the deets on that. Stick with us. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
Alrighty, just a couple of minutes left with Samy Saif from Intel. We're learning all about Intel Gamer Days, where you can score deep discounts on laptops, desktops, 2-in-1s, handheld PCs, accessories, and more from August 26th through September 7th. Now, before the break, Samy, you were hinting at bundles. I think that implies getting a free computer game with some computers. Can you please elaborate?
Thank you, Mark. As an added bonus and to sweeten the deals even further, on qualifying devices, we're offering up a gaming bundle that features Battlefield 6, which is a huge deal on an epic and highly anticipated gaming title. So again, keeping with that theme of Gamer Days, we're really proud of this offer and the ability to bring Battlefield 6 to a lot of our customers. So just another reason why Intel Gamer Days are so amazing.
All right. So as you mentioned, it's more than just a sale on hardware and some bundles where you get a game with it, depending on the device itself and the retailer. But it's a celebration of computer gaming, which is enjoying quite a moment right now. Console gaming is very hot for sure, but I've never seen this sort of explosion in computer gaming and esports. Going back to Intel, just before we wrap up, Samy, there's the different kinds of processors that you can go with. Generally speaking, the higher the number, the more performance you're getting, right? So like an Intel Core 7 is great, but an Intel Core 9 is even better. Are there any gaming laptops or desktops that you would want to recommend, or you don't want to play favorites with all the different brands you've partnered with, like ASUS and Acer, Lenovo, there's Surface, there's HP, there's Dell, there's MSI, LG, Samsung, goes on and on.
Yeah, and you've nailed it. I mean, we have something for every user, for every budget. This year, we're really excited about the systems that are powered by Intel Core Ultra Series 2. In particular, the new HX models that are purpose-built for high-performance gaming. So you'll also see great deals on systems with Intel Core i7 and i9 processors across top brands. As you mentioned, we love all our children equally, right? So, we've got a great lineup, probably the strongest lineup that I've seen in a very long time. And so whether you're after buttery smooth frame rates, cinematic visuals, or AI-powered gameplay features, there is a deal out there that fits your style and your budget.
All right, awesome. And then the best place to learn more, Samy?
Just head over to game.intel.com/gamerdays, and you're going to find all the deals, content from creators. You're going to find more detailed information on some of the systems that we're spotlighting this year. And so really something for everybody, whether you're gaming, creating, or studying, you're going to find something that is very appealing to you.
And for those parents out there, know that your kids are going to study first and then game later, right, kids?
There you go.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Samy, thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure chatting with you. Don't change. I look forward to seeing you in the next event.
Thank you, Mark.
Always the nicest guy.
The pleasure is entirely mine, my friend. Always good to catch up with you.
Be well. Thank you.
All right, so we've got just 2 minutes left of a new Tech It Out. Hope you enjoyed it. I will plug my social media handles in a moment if you want to see my coverage here from Cologne, Germany, as I'm attending Gamescom. Lots of photos and videos that I think you're going to get a kick out of, and covering a lot of the gaming brands that you know and love, like Resident Evil, as well as comic books like Deadpool, and TV shows and movies. You'll see photos and videos from the Stranger Things booth hosted by Netflix. Man, I can't wait for that last season to drop later this fall. But before that, just a quick shout out to Visa. Did you know that shoppers are 3 times more likely to enter an unfamiliar store if it displays a Visa logo? And customers are 5 times more likely to think a merchant is reputable. This is because Visa has invested billions over the years in fraud prevention. So you don't need to think twice about shopping at retail or online using your Visa card, nor should businesses be concerned about secure payments. Visa is deploying advanced technology to ensure customer data is not vulnerable, no matter where the transactions take place. This includes tokens, pioneered by Visa as one part of the solution, which reduces the risk of identity theft because this technology replaces your cardholder info with a random alphanumeric code, so the merchant never sees your actual card number. Yet it ensures a fast transaction too. To learn more about Visa's work in protecting you and your purchases, head over to visa.com/security. That's visa.com/security. If you want to reach out on social media to say hi, maybe ask a tech question, or if you want to check out my Gamescon coverage, it's Mark Saltzman, MarcSaltzman. You can find me on X, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Yep, that's right, folks. Mark with a C, Saltzman with the Z. And you'll also see links to this show, Tech It Out. I would greatly appreciate any review you want to give, a star review, or if you wanted to share it with anyone. All of that goes a real long way. Thank you in advance. I'm wishing you all a fantastic rest of your day, and I look forward to catching up with you next weekend for another brand new episode of Tech It Out, where I've got a bunch of new guests and topics to help you navigate this wild and wonderful world of technology. Have a good one, everyone. Talk to you soon. Ciao for now.